became a bad omen.
Logan was hurt.
I had hit rock bottom.
Sad to look at.
It was just the shell of a man.
I can almost
And then broke through and went even.
Nothing man created could have done what this project had done to Logan. Recently, Logan has been, as all filmmakers do, making a film, and in this one, he's been making a documentary, and he's just suffered the worst pain known to man.
It started out fine. As with any other video project, I was anxious to get started, already planning what I was going to do as soon as I heard what was required. I needed to make a 15-minute long documentary about a topic I was passionate about. Easy. Or at least it should have been.
My name is Jay, and I'm Logan's therapist friend. To put it simply, I'm the guy he complains to when he's having a rough time. And I've heard a lot from him in the last few weeks.
I was originally going to make it on filmmaking, get a little meta with it. I was in another film class where we were filming a short film, so it really should have been easy. Keywords, should have.
He's been trying to make a 15-minute long documentary for his class, and things have just not been going his way at all. Seriously, this is one of the worst cases of Murphy's Law I have ever seen.
Logan has switched the title of his documentary 5 or so times. He's switched the theme of it 3 or 4 times.
The first thing I shot was B-roll during my professor's other class. I filmed it on his personal Lumix GH6. I was happy to have something to look at, except when I got home, I did not get to look at it.
Logan, he just really couldn't catch a break. His file got corrupted. The people he was trying to meet with just couldn't meet up at the right time. He got sick for like 2 weeks. It was fairly unfortunate.
The files had been corrupted. There was audio, but no video to accompany it. I was able to play them back on the camera, so I was confused. But after a couple hours of tampering with the files, I decided they were a bust.
He told me he had 3 different types of corrupt footage. He could never work on his original interviews, and then he got his equipment checkout skipped. That had to hurt.
No biggie, I thought. There was plenty of time left, and B-roll would be easy to get, so it was no big deal. I had no idea what I had in store. From then on, anytime I would try to work on this project, something went wrong. My SSD was formatted wrong, even though the Blackmagic camera said it was okay. I lost another 3 hours of footage that way. Interviews got canceled multiple times. Once they got sick, the follow-up, my equipment checkout got skipped, and another they canceled because of an unexpected emergency.
It feels like Logan always complains to Jay, and then Jay comes to me complaining about it, and I just can't really take it anymore.
I would go to my friend Jay and keep him updated on what was going on.
I mean, obviously this guy couldn't catch a break. I got tired of listening to him that I almost told him to stop talking to me, but I just couldn't bring myself to say it. I mean, I just can't kick a dog when it's down.
It is really the only thing Jay talks about. I'll be trying to talk about how my family's doing, and Jay will be like, yeah, but can't be any worse than what Logan's going through.
He was super helpful. He didn't complain or anything, and he really seemed invested in what I was doing. But I tried not to overburden him. I didn't want him to get annoyed or anything, so I tried to keep it at a minimum.
I really wanted to help him somehow, but his luck was so bad that I felt just as helpless. He would come to me and all I could do was offer moral support. I would try to encourage him, but no amount of encouragement would help him fight an uphill battle against the universe.
What could I do? It was no one's fault. There was no blame to place. but I felt like I was being punished for just trying to do my work. I was desperate, grabbing B-roll using my phone a couple of times, trying to skip classes to get interviews, but nothing was working out.
Yeah, I'd say I was his second or third hand man in this, but there couldn't have been enough hands for Logan to be able to finish this project.
Whenever I saw or talked to him, all I could think of was that he was the modern version of Sisyphus. He would build himself up to the point of being able to do something only to be knocked down at the very first opportunity. It was sad to see.
For all of my countless hours I put towards my original topic, I had a few minutes of B-roll on my phone to show for it. I had hit rock bottom.
Another thing that Jay never stops talking about, it's Bullet Train. And he's obsessed with this idea that Logan is the Ladybug.
One of the times he'd come to me, I had remembered a quote from a movie I had seen. The main character was called Ladybug, because in Japan their name represents the fact that they hold all of the bad luck, so that the world could go around.
But Logan hated that.
I went in, and he went off on some nonsense about a movie, and
that's exactly what Logan reminded me of.
he called me a ladybug because they hold all of the bad luck so the world can go around.
He did not like that.
I would say Logan is definitely a ladybug.
I tried to tell him that because he was so unlucky, maybe something else was doing a little bit better.
I did not like that one bit. Then, my church offered me a way out. They said that I could make a documentary on the building that we used and that they were willing to do it. I was excited and started to plan it right away. I was going to film the interviews on November 9th, but the regional natural gas lines had something else in mind. The Wednesday before my shoot, Avista announced that there was a break in the regional natural gas line and that heat would be temporarily unavailable. All non-essential campus buildings were closed and I couldn't get my equipment. I ended up getting a really bad ear infection that weekend, so maybe it was a good thing, but I was still angry.
What once was a man who was excited to make a longer video project had turned into a stressed out mess by November, and it was hard to watch.
Yeah, I started to really feel bad for the guy. Like, it was like he was talking about aliens had come down and abducted his mother. Like, if that was the next thing that happened to ruin this documentary for Logan, I would have believed it.
I had hit rock bottom again, and then broke through and went even lower. It was the second week of November, and I had nothing to show for the class.
I've never seen a man really broken in person, but I think that's what it would look like.
I had never failed or dropped a class before, and the possibility that I would have to tore me apart. I put in a late withdrawal request, but I was told it would be denied, so there was no use.
This is a man who I have never seen give up on anything. He is way too stubborn for that. However, he tried to quit, and that shows just how broken this project had made him. I think that he told me that he put in a late withdrawal request, but he was told that it would be denied, and that made him truly hopeless.
Absolutely unbelievable. The situation was unearthly, to say the least. It was nothing man created could have done what this project had done to Logan.
Then, suddenly, I gained renewed hope from an unexpected source and through unexpected means. My friend Tanner, almost seemingly basking in golden rays of light, asked me how my project was going. I answered honestly and told him that I didn't know what I was going to do. He then gave me an idea that was so crazy that it just might work.
But then he texted me at the beginning of the week, excited about something, frantic even. Tanner had given me an ingenious idea, he said.
When he was trying to meet up with people to shoot an interview, nobody could meet his times, nobody could meet his schedule because Logan runs on his own schedule. And so I was like, you're your own man. Why don't you just make the documentary about yourself? And I think people will want to hear that story.
The way he talked to me was so plain and nonchalant, not knowing he just delivered my redemption. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Why don't you make your documentary on your experience trying to make the documentary? get a little meta with it, you know?
Like, you just can shoot whatever with yourself. You can make it however you want. You could lie. You could compliment yourself. You can make yourself look amazing.
My mind started turning in loops as this heavenly idea began to spiral in my mind. It was right up my alley for things I would do. It would be unique, and most importantly, it was something that could be done fast.
He needed my help to do it, and that's how we got here. It feels good to help him with something that was causing him so much suffering, but mostly I'm just glad I won't have to hear about it anymore.
I immediately set to work, and here we are. Not only was it going to be way more fun than either of my previous topics, but there is no way this could have happened if I'd been able to film properly. My experience was real, and that's the best part about this, is that even though it might be a little bit dramatized, it was based on real events. So it was just like an actual documentary.
So that's what I told Logan, and I think he took my advice. I hope he did. I really do.
So just remember, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Keep pushing your boulder up the hill, and remember to thank your local ladybugs.